My ex-boyfriend gaslit me for months until I finally caught him red-handed. Let me explain what happened. But first, if you're new here, welcome. This is a place where we share real stories of people who got their revenge. And sometimes those stories involve cheating partners. So if that's a topic you want to avoid, I would suggest you leave now before you watch this video and get upset. But anyways, let's begin. I met Jason online in early 2019. We had a lot of mutual friends, and I had known him casually for years before we decided to start dating. So we began seeing each other exclusively in April of 2019. Things were great in the beginning. We had our first date at a local bar, and then we went to see a movie. We started spending a lot of time together, and we both introduced each other to our friends and family. By the end of May, he had already told me that he loved me, and he had even introduced me to his parents. Everything seemed to be going great, but there were little things that bothered me. For example, Jason would always make me question myself. When I got upset over something he did or said, he would tell me that I was too emotional or being sensitive. When I would ask where he was going or what he was doing, he would call me paranoid. I thought it was weird that he turned his phone off at night, saying that he needed unplugged time, but I didn't think much of it at the time. There were times he would go out without telling me where he was going. He said that he just needed some alone time. But the red flags kept popping up. Whenever I saw his phone, I couldn't help but notice that he had all these women he was following on social media. I didn't think too much of it because I had my suspicions that he had cheated on me before. I would find flirty messages from girls on his phone. Every time I confronted him about these messages, he said they were nothing and told me that I was being paranoid. At this point, I had been dating him for about 2 months. Then one day, I noticed that he had been acting strange. He seemed very nervous and kept looking at his phone. I asked him what was up, and he told me that he needed to go somewhere and that I should stay home. I didn't really think much of it, but I couldn't help but wonder why he wanted me to stay home. I tried not to think about it and figured that he just had something to take care of on his own. A few days later, he left again, but this time he actually told me where he was going. He said that he was going to the gym, but I knew he wasn't because he hadn't gone in months, and it was late at night. Also, he put on a hoodie to cover up his face. So I should have known something was up. But at the time, I trusted him. I remember thinking, what am I, paranoid? But since he had told me where he was going, I didn't think it was a big deal, so I started tracking his phone. About an hour after he left, his phone showed that he arrived at a destination. It was a public place near our house, so I wasn't suspicious yet. But as soon as he parked his car, I noticed that he stopped his tracker. That meant he was hiding something. I don't know why I didn't listen to my gut instincts that night, but I didn't. Instead, I just fell asleep. The next morning, I woke up and checked his phone. His location was still hidden, but I could see that he had been active on social media, and what I saw made my blood boil. He had posted a picture of him and a woman in a hotel room. The caption simply said, "Best night." I immediately texted him asking if he was serious. I never called him out in public before because I was ashamed and embarrassed, but this time I didn't care anymore. As soon as I saw the picture, I felt a rush of emotions. I felt betrayed, angry, and heartbroken. In that moment, I knew I had to confront him. I drove to his parents' house, which was close to the hotel where he had posted the picture. When I arrived, I knocked on the door and his dad opened it. He looked at me confused and asked what I wanted. I didn't want to make a scene, so I simply told him that I needed to speak with Jason. He looked at me suspiciously, but let me in. Jason was sitting on the couch playing video games, and he didn't seem to care that I was there. I stared at him for a while, trying to figure out what to say. Finally, I broke down and asked him if he was going to tell me the truth. He looked at me confused and asked what I was talking about. At that point, I had enough. I threw the phone at him and shouted, "Are you serious? Do you think I'm stupid?" He finally realized what I was talking about and tried to lie. He said that the girl in the picture was his cousin. I knew he was lying because I had seen the picture and there was no way that the woman in the picture was his cousin. I called him out on his lie and he got mad. He told me that I was making things up and that I was the crazy one. But in that moment, I knew that I had finally caught him red-handed. I didn't even bother arguing with him. I just got in my car and drove home. I was heartbroken and devastated. I couldn't believe that he had lied to me and cheated on me. I felt stupid for falling for his lies, but most of all, I was angry. I was angry at him for betraying my trust and angry at myself for not listening to my gut instinct. In the weeks that followed, I couldn't stop thinking about what had happened. I couldn't understand how he could treat me so badly after I'd done nothing wrong. I had always been there for him, and he had repaid my loyalty by cheating on me. I couldn't understand why he would do something so hurtful. As I sat in my bed trying to process everything, I came across a photo of me and Jason from our first date. I looked at the photo and realized that I didn't recognize the man in it. I couldn't believe that I had dated someone for almost 3 years, and I had no idea who he really was. I had been with him through thick and thin, and he had never once been honest with me. I couldn't believe that I had been so blind. I couldn't believe that he had treated me like a fool for so long. As I looked at the photo, I felt a surge of anger. I was angry at him for taking my love and affection for granted, and I was angry at myself for being so naive. I had allowed him to treat me poorly for far too long, and I was tired of it. That's when I decided that enough was enough. I wouldn't let him continue to hurt me. I wouldn't let him destroy my self-esteem any further. I was done being his doormat. I was done being his punching bag. I was done being his fool. I was done being his emotional punching bag. I was tired of being in a relationship where I was constantly belittled and devalued. I was tired of being with someone who didn't care about my feelings or respect my boundaries. I was tired of being with someone who only thought about himself and didn't care about anyone else. I was tired of being in a relationship where I was always blamed for everything that went wrong. I was tired of being with someone who never took responsibility for his actions. I was tired of being with someone who thought he was better than me and looked down on me. I was tired of being with someone who didn't appreciate me and took me for granted. I was tired of being with someone who didn't value me or respect me. I was tired of being with him. So I decided to break up with him. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I was determined to do it. I didn't want to be with him anymore. I didn't want to be with someone who treated me so badly. I didn't want to be with someone who had treated me like a fool for so long. I didn't want to be with him. I was done. I ended things with Jason and I blocked him on all social media platforms. I also changed my phone number so he couldn't reach me. I knew it would be hard, but I was determined to move on. I was done with him. A month after breaking up with Jason, I was feeling better. I had realized that he wasn't worth my time or energy, and I was ready to move on. I had learned a valuable lesson about trusting my gut instincts, and I was grateful for the experience. I had become stronger and more independent because of it. One day, I received a message from one of Jason's coworkers. She told me that she had seen the pictures I had posted online, and she wanted to know if I was okay. I told her about what had happened, and she offered her support. She told me that she had seen Jason around and that he had been acting strangely. I knew she was trying to be helpful, but I didn't want anything to do with Jason. I told her that I was fine and to leave me alone. But a few days later, she messaged me again. She told me that she had seen Jason with another woman and that he looked guilty. I knew that I should ignore her, but I couldn't help myself. I had to know what was going on. I asked her to send me a photo, and she did. When I saw the photo, my heart sank. It was Jason and the same woman from the picture I had posted online. I was furious. I couldn't believe that he had the nerve to cheat on me. After I calmed down a bit, I decided to confront him. I called his boss and sent her the photo. I didn't say anything. I just sent the photo and ended the call. I knew that she would do the rest of the work. A few days later, I saw a news article about Jason being fired from his job. I couldn't help but smile. I was glad that he had finally gotten caught. I knew that he deserved it. After everything that happened, I was determined to make a change in my life. I decided to focus on myself and my own happiness. I started going to therapy to help me process everything that had happened. I also started seeing a personal trainer to help me get in shape. I started eating healthier and I started taking care of myself. I was determined to make myself happy. And I did. I am now in a happy and healthy relationship with someone who treats me the way I deserve to be treated. I am grateful for the experience and I'm stronger because of it. I learned to trust my gut instincts and I will never forget it. If someone makes you feel crazy, they probably have something to hide. That was our story. If you like this story, make sure to leave a like. If you have a story you want to share, please do, and we'll try to publish it. Anyways, thanks for watching.